Yo, what's up? Man, y'all know what it is. I am that boy Box. This is Roughhouse Boxing TV. And wanna thank y'all for stopping by the house, man. Coming through chopping it up with me. We up on the back deck today. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying this beautiful weather, beautiful morning out here on a planet called Clarksville, Tennessee. And gotta say, big shout out and salute to the whole LDBC. Yo, smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Share this to your social media platforms. Let somebody else know what's going down here at the house, man. Bring somebody with you next time you come through. That's what's up. And this morning, I just want to give a breakdown, preview, prediction video for the Jesse Vargas versus Thomas Delorme fight. It's coming up this evening. So, as always, I got my notes. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get into it, man. Good, the bad, and the ugly. All right, we got Jesse Vargas, who is coming in with a record of 28-2-1. Those two losses were from Manny Pacquiao and Timothy Bradley, and the one draw was to Adrian Broner. He stands 5 feet 11 inches. He's taller than I thought he was. 71-inch reach. And Thomas Delorme out of Puerto Rico is coming in with a record of 24-3-0. The three losses came from Terrence Crawford, Ugis, and Abregu. Let's see, he stands 5 foot 10 inches and has a 73-inch reach. So Vargas has the height advantage. Delorme has the reach advantage by 2 inches. All right, we'll go ahead and do the good, the bad, and the ugly. We'll start with Vargas. Vargas has a nice use of feints. That's something that I noticed in the videos that I watched of his, the fights that I saw. Now, although he has nice use of feints, head movement is another story, and we'll get into that later. But has a nice left hook, really nice left hook, to the head and to the body. It's got a nice jab. It's not a sharp piston, piston-like jab. It's not a head snapper, but he uses the jab semi-consistently, and a lot of times it's a peekaboo jab. He uses that to hide that right hand that's coming behind it. He varies his punch placement, and I like that. When I was watching his fights, I noticed he wasn't strictly a headhunter. He wasn't strictly a body attack guy. He varies his punches between the head and the body, so I like that. He's got a nice chin. He was put down in the fight with Manny Pacquiao, and got back up. And the other fights that I watched with Bradley and Broner, he took some nice shots and he ate those and kept going. So he's got a pretty nice chin. He's got a really good 1-2. That's his one of his bread and butters. I'll put it that way. The jab followed by that right hand and straight right. And let's see, he's got a good lead straight right. He uses the 1-2 quite a bit, but every now and then when the opponent's looking for the jab, looking for that 1-2, he'll just come with the straight right, and that straight right is a doozy. So that was something else I noticed. He's a tough, gritty fighter. He's the type that can get in and he can bang, in the phone booth, up close, and he gets physical. So that's another one of his pros. Nice short combos. Like I said, the 1-2 is one of his primary weapons. Every now and then there'll be a 3 on there, but it normally doesn't go past that. 3 punch combinations were normally the max that I saw. Okay, that was the good. Now let's go to the bad. Average hand speed at best. I noticed that there were opportunities. I watched the Pacquiao fight, the Bradley fight, the Broner fight, and the Saddam Ali fight. And in the Broner and the Saddam Ali fight, it seemed really evident You know, there were opportunities if his hands were quicker for him to connect on shots that he couldn't pull the trigger on, or he couldn't make contact with. I'll put it that way. Flat-footed. Needs to get on the balls of his toes more. He's a straight forward and back fighter. That's it. He's straight in. He's straight back. He doesn't use angles very much that I saw, and sometimes that's a detriment because pulling straight back from a fighter, he's still at risk of being hit if that fighter continues with a combo, longer than he thought it was going to be. Very little head movement. I kind of alluded to that in the beginning. And like I said, although he does have nice feints, he'll show fighters, a jab or something like that, or what they think is going to be a jab or something like that. His head is normally always center line. So sometimes he doesn't judge range effectively. He's has a bad habit of punching from too far away, and missing the his opponent and putting himself in the kill zone. So that was also something I noticed. He needs to do a better job of gauging that range between him and his opponent when he throws these punches. He is hittable, and I think that's um, due to average hand speed and foot speed as well. His foot speed is pretty average too, you know. And I noticed everybody that he fought was pretty much able to get that work in on him, whenever they wanted to get it in on him. But like I said, he's a tough, gritty fighter, so he walks through a lot of shots. Has trouble with quicker fighters. I noticed that when he was fighting Ali, when he was fighting Saddam Ali, when he was fighting Saddam Ali and Manny Pacquiao, um, especially earlier in the fight when they were fresher, he was really having trouble with those guys because of their speed and quickness. And Manny Pacquiao stayed pretty quick throughout the whole fight. He's like a little jitterbug out there. So he has trouble uh, finding them for his offense or avoiding them with his defense. And once again, like we said, that's because of average hand and foot speed. All right, now we'll go to Thomas Delorme, the good. He's got pretty decent movement. I got good on here, good to decent, movement. Um, Upper body movement, head movement, foot movement. I'll go ahead and say good. He's got good movement. He's got a decent jab. Um, his is a little bit more sharp, a little bit more crisp than Vargas, but it's still not a piston like head snapping jab. Nobody comes out looking like a Paris dispenser because of his jab. He's a good hooker, and either hand he throws good hooks. When he throws them properly, put it that way. He has a nice body attack. When he was fighting Ugas, he got some really good body work in on Ugas, and I noticed that he has a good uppercut. You know, which he doesn't he doesn't land a lot. He doesn't land it consistently, but when he does land it, it's a pretty good shot. And he's an aggressive pressure fighter. That's his thing. He likes to come forward. He likes to be the one to dictate the pace. And yeah, that's what we got for the good. So we'll go to the bad. Uh, defensively inferior to elite talent, which I don't know, which may show itself in this fight, may not, because I don't believe many of us will call Vargas an elite talent, but uh, Crawford, uh, Ugas, and I wouldn't even call Abregu elite, but all of those guys were able to put that work in on him, and a lot of that is due to improper hand placement, defensive hand placement. You know, it's like there's so many holes in his defense. It's just, pick a spot, and it's normally open. He is a bit chinny. I noticed that. Terrence Crawford lit him up, put the things on him, caught him flush on the chin a couple times, man, and either rocked him and made him do the stanky leg or put him down. Uh, Ugas did the same thing. He caught him he caught him with a hook, a left hook right across the chin, put him down. What else? Has trouble with good counterpunchers. Terrence Crawford, Ugas. Abregu was decent counterpuncher, but he really has trouble with counterpunchers, which is another thing which I didn't put on here that lets me know that he has trouble transitioning from offense to defense. So he's either all the way on offense or he's all the way on defense. Um, he is noted for low blows and rabbit punches. I don't know why, man, but the fights that I watched, the ref had to tell him, "Hey, keep him up," or "Hey, no hitting behind the head." Hey, that seemed like a pretty consistent theme with him. He gets wild, he gets sloppy sometimes, especially later on in the fights. He gets his technique gets sloppy. So a lot of that comes from those low blows and rabbit punches comes from his sloppy technique, especially later on in the fight. All right, now we'll do keys to victory. We'll start with Vargas. Has to establish an effective jab. And I know you guys probably hear me say this a lot, but I am a believer in an effective jab. You can do so many good things off of a good jab. He's got to use that sharp 1-2. That's one of his bread and butters. Like I said, that 1-2 is something that he's able to work effectively and have success with. Left hook to the body. Delorme was very hittable, like I said, but especially to the body, he was hittable, and I think that would be a good opportunity for Vargas, who has a good left hook to the body, to go ahead and execute that, and I think that'll pay dividends. Put in some good body work. All right, for Delorme, keep the pressure up. I think Vargas does not fight as well off the back foot as he does going forward. So if Delorme is able to keep the pressure consistent and keep Vargas going backwards, I think that'll work in his favor. Use that hook. Just like Vargas, he has a nice hook. And his hooks to the body are as effective as Vargas's. Tighten up that defense, man. Hey, Delorme, bro, you got to tighten up that defense, man. Everybody that took you down was able to exploit the holes in your defense, man. You got to tighten that up. I guess this is the day of the fight, so I don't know if anything's magically going to change here within the next few hours, but that's got to happen. All right. Now, with all that being said, my prediction for the fight is Jesse Vargas wins by KO somewhere between the 7th and 9th round, I'll say. Yeah, Jesse Vargas by KO between the 7th and the 9th round. When I was breaking down the film on these fighters, starting out with Vargas and then going into Delorme, when I started watching Delorme, I started watching him with Terrence Crawford, which probably wasn't the best film to start watching on him. And at first I was like, oh, man, this is going to be a slaughter. Vargas is going to kill this dude. But the more I started watching Delorme, the more I started thinking, man, this may turn out to be a rather interesting fight. So, we'll see. Hopefully it's a good fight. And hopefully both of those boys go out there and they put in their work and they give us some good entertainment. But yeah, that's what it is, man. Y'all already know. I am that boy Box. This is Roughhouse Boxing TV, and that's my breakdown, analysis, preview, and prediction. And Thank y'all for stopping by the house, man. Appreciate y'all coming out and chilling out on the back deck with me, man, on this beautiful morning. And gotta send a big shout out salute to the whole LDBC, Lions Den Boxing community. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Oh, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't. Share this to your social media platforms, man. Let somebody else see how it's going down here at the house, man. But yeah, that's about all I got for this morning. So y'all enjoy the fights tonight, man. And with that, y'all go ahead and get on out the house now. Yeah.